This video is an introduction to an iPhone and iPod Touch application called x2yMorph. Let me demonstrate its basic features. We select the application. First thing that comes up is a help screen. This gives you details as well as a summary. The details include how to use all of the functions of the program, and you can access this information at any time by tapping on the question mark button at the lower right corner of the screen. What we'll do for this demonstration is begin with a couple of existing morphs. I can look at the morphs that currently exist on this particular device by tapping on the morphs button, and if I pick this one, for example, I'll see a morph between a meerkat and a dog. The two original images, we call the upper left one the A image and the upper right one the B image, and beneath them is the morphed image, which changes in response to the slider. Okay, on the extreme left position you get the pure A image, and we're morphing it gradually into the B image. We have modes that allow us to sequence through these automatically. If I hit forward, it'll go forward from the A image to the B image and then repeat that. If I want to change the direction to reverse, I can tap the reverse button. And if I want to loop in a back and forth fashion, I can tap on the loop button. If I pause it, I can zoom, and now I'm seeing the full 320 by 320 resolution image, like so. Now if we want to create a morph from scratch, what we do is type new A, which brings up a list of our photo albums. We're going to start with an image from this particular folder. You need to zoom using the standard iPhone gesture for zooming to fill up this square, this 320 by 320 pixel square that covers the full width of the iPhone or iPod Touch screen. And when we have it centered and zoomed the way we want it, we tap on choose. Now we have to select a new B image, and I'll pick one from here. Again, we use the standard gesture for zooming and centering the image that we want. Once we have it, we pick choose. Okay, now we need to go into edit mode. I'll tap on the edit button, and I'm going to tap on select all. That'll show us the control points that are defined so far. We start with 4 automatically defined points. You can see these little markers on the 4 corners of each picture. They are always there, they're automatic, but we need to create at least a couple of points of our own to show what points should track each other on these 2 images. So I'll tap on new. What pops up is a loop that lets me magnify so I can more precisely position this inner circle. I'll center it so that it's right on the center of that eye. Now I'll do the same on this image. And when I have both inner circles where I want them, I click or tap accept. Now I do that again for at least a few more points. Once you've defined 2 points, a morph image is calculated to show you basically how you're doing, and adding more points will improve the quality. Let me add a few more right now. For pictures of people's faces and animals' faces, it's usually a good idea to place these points on landmarks such as the eyes, nose, mouth. I'll add one to the chin. And at this point, I think we've defined enough to basically see how the morph is doing. It looks reasonable. If I want to just view it, now that I'm pretty much done editing, I can tap on the View button. And if I want to save it, I can tap on the Save button. This indicator indicates that it's proceeding to save the data. It saves it in several different ways. It saved it as a morph image, meaning that if I go to morphs, I now see the I now see the A image, the B image, and an example of the computed morphed image. Since we already have one like this, I can delete it. I can delete it by sliding and deleting. So you've seen an example now of how we create a morph, and the other forms in which this morph was saved, when I hit the Save button, are visible in the photos. If I go to Camera Roll, I'll see here the first of several basically predefined stages from the first through the 11th of the morph that we just did. And there's a special image called a hybrid image, which looks like the A image, the B image, and a sample of the hybrid, or a sample of the morphed image, which it is. But you see there's some little dots here. Those little dots are the actual binary values of the points that we have just defined. So this is a special kind of image which can be used by this program. If it's saved, for example, by the Photoshop.com iPhone application and brought back into somebody else's iPhone that has x2yMorph, all of the information is retained. For example, if that person receiving this starts their x2yMorph application and they go to their Save Photos and they have this image there, they can choose this hybrid image, and lo and behold, you get not just the image, but it's now morphable, it's remorphable, and even editable. If you wanted to change the control points, you could. So that in a nutshell is x2yMorph. One final thing I'll mention is that in addition to the usual people's faces and animals, you might want to play with geometrical patterns. If you start with geometrical patterns and place the control points, let me show how they're defined in this particular case. They're not really spatially correlated. They're kind of randomly sprinkled back and forth, but that can make some very interesting effects of how that morphed image goes from the A image to the B image. So that's x2yMorph. It's available on the iTunes application store. Hope you try it, and if there are any questions, there's information on the App Store of how to contact me for further details. Thanks very much.